everybody, welcome to our new distributor basic training Zoom for this crazy BOGO week. So we're going to talk a little bit about how to get started, I guess, and then how to maximize BOGO. Seriously, it's chaos here. I'm Deanna Scalf, your presidential diamond upline. And I've got goats going crazy. I got my phone going crazy. It's BOGO time. So, but one thing that I do want to touch on for sure, and I know a lot of people hopefully will see the recording, even if they're not on here, that so I'm curious. Kaylee, give me a thumbs up if you see me on the big screen. Okay, perfect. Because for me, it gives me Holly. So I just want to make sure that everybody's seeing me. Should be on speaker view. So I just completely lost my train of thought. So I want to talk about how to go Ruby, because that really is, you know, it's what a lot of people join this business for, is just that Ruby paycheck. I have heard it time and time and time and time again from leaders when they speak that they just simply joined for an extra few $100s a month. Lori Conway, Ambassador Diamond, joined just so that she could have nail money. And most of the time, that's kind of where it starts. And you know, executive is our first level of promotion, but really Ruby is sort of where it all kind of started for me. It was, I remember Rhonda saying Ruby for her was where she knew that this was working, and I felt the same way. And it wasn't just me that it was working for, because Jana had promoted to executive in order for me to promote to Ruby. And the growth that I was seeing, I knew that this was something a little bit different. It was not just me working a business that nobody was interested this time around. It was me sharing a crazy awesome product, and the rest just sort of fell into place. I gotta change my glasses because those are too strong and I can't see. So we're going to focus on Ruby and how really simple it is. I remember, if you guys follow Trish Turnage, Trish is a sideline presidential here locally to me. She said she just didn't really get this business until Rhonda happened to reach out to her, because Rhonda was charting probably for a promotion for herself and noticed how close Trish was to Ruby. So she reached out to her and said, do you realize that you're only a couple orders away from promoting? And sort of explained to her how this level sheet, I still call them level sheets, you can call them whatever you want. In eSuite, they're charting worksheets, maybe, something like that. However you want to do it, you can also do this in eSuite. You can chart yourself. What I did was, even before I had a team, I wrote people's names in these boxes. And this is really, not really, these boxes are just for distributors. This isn't to fill up with your loyal customers, although they definitely do play a role in this. But these level worksheets, charting worksheets, are for you to track your team growth, meaning your team members. So for me, you know, the first person that, one of the first people that I sent a message to, I actually sent a ton of messages the first few weeks and months, actually. One of them was my sister, Jana. And you guys all know Jana, because she's a big deal. So I wrote her name in that executive spot. So who has a sister or a good friend? You know, it just sort of happened to end up being Jana, and I'm sure glad that it did. But I had sent messages to tons and tons of people, and she just happened to be the one who responded first. Many of those people that I messaged ended up becoming customers, which helped to fill up the volume of these boxes. So next person I talked to was my daughter, Sharice. And I didn't really give her a choice. I just said, girlfriend, this thing is nuts. We're going to be filthy, stinking rich. I have your soch. I just need your credit card, and let's get you started too. So her name went here. And then I was big into Zumba at this time. So, but I was too afraid to approach anybody at the actual Zumba class because I didn't know these people. I'm a very, I'm a stealth gym rat. When I go to the gym, I don't typically talk to people. I mean, this is how I like even yoga, and I love hot yoga because it's a silent class, so I'm not forced to have conversations with people. So that's why I was at Zumba. I would go in, I would take the class, dance my little tushy off, and I would leave. So I hadn't really made any friends in that class, but they had a Facebook page, a fan page, or a business page, whatever you want to call it, a like page. And I had liked that page, and that was where the instructors communicated with the class. And of course, all the class members, or the majority of them that were on Facebook, were on this fan page. And back then, we did things and could do things a little bit differently. And I don't necessarily recommend this because you probably get booted off pages for doing this, but this was almost 5 years ago. And I got onto their fan page and just posted a tiny little blurb. I have found the coolest new product. I think your fans would love this. And I just attached a link to my fan page. So it linked back to my Skinny Body Wrap fan page on Facebook. And a girl from class hopped on and liked that page, and she and I started chatting back and forth a little bit. And so she ended up being my third distributor, and her name was Melissa. So it had filled out the top line of my chart. There's lots of other stuff that was going on all at the same time. This was really within my first 2 weeks, but I had those 3 that I needed to get to Ruby. Well, Jana was doing exactly what I was doing. So she was making a list of all the people that she knew. She was sending out lots of messages. She was posting her own before and after pictures. She was sharing how excited she was. And her best friend from high school, who also was named Melissa, ended up joining us. So Melissa's name went here under Jana. And then she also spoke to her mother. It's like, yeah, sure, I'd like to make a little bit of money. So Darlene, Jana's mom, my stepmom, went in that last spot. So by the end of October, so 2 weeks into our journey, we had filled out this Ruby level sheet. There was lots more because Sharice was growing, Melissa was growing, so there was a whole lot more than is on this sheet, but we're just going to focus on this one for right now. Well, somebody's having trouble jumping on. Cassie, I wonder if you can help Jocelyn. Oh, you got it. Never mind. I'll let you handle it. Okay, and then, so we've got the names all filled out. We've got the team members all filled out, but how do we actually reach that promotion? It's not quite as simple as just filling names in a chart. So each of these boxes, these 2 and these 2, all have to have 400 in volume in order for this Ruby, me, to promote to Ruby. So how do we get that volume? Well, that volume came from loyal customers and personal orders. So we were desperate for wraps back then. Like, we were selling wraps like crazy. I remember overnighting wraps and trading off with anybody here locally. Like Trish and I would be on the phone back and forth to each other. Like, do you have any wraps? I just overnighted, you know, a boost kit that had a whole bunch of wraps in it. Okay, so when yours come in, I'm going to order some. And we were trading back and forth constantly because we were wrapping people like mad because people had never heard of this. And we were crazy excited about it. So everywhere we went, we were selling wraps. And a lot of those people then signed up as loyal customers. So now let's focus on the system, because we didn't have the system back then. We could package things together, and we had a couple of packs. But with the system, who on here knows how much volume the system carries? Because I don't even know. Is it 110? Is it? I want to say it's somewhere around there. Okay, so we're going to go with that, and if that's off, then we'll worry about it later. But just for this example, we're going to be promoting the system because people need to cleanse, people need to wrap. Your people need to be on greens for sure, because it's going to help the wraps work better. And then ThermaFit, they're going to get an even better result if they're looking for some weight loss and some extra energy. So let's say we just have 4 people that sign up and want the system. So that's going to put each of these boxes over 400. And when you think about it like that, and that's all that it really takes, I mean, everybody that you speak to is not going to sign up with the system. That's okay. But for this example, let's go out and try and find 4 people that we can get on the system. And so Sharice is going to do that. Melissa's going to do that. The other Melissa's going to do that. And Darlene's going to do that. Or I'm going to be doing that, and I'm going to be placing my customers under these different spots wherever volume is needed to help everybody reach that 400 mark. So does that make sense? Hopefully, if you're watching this as a video and you have any questions, reach out to your enroller or me, or ask on the team page, and we'll help you to understand it better. And did you notice that I didn't say that Jana had to have 400 in volume? Because she is in a title box. So a title box is run a little bit differently. All the volume from Melissa and Darlene is going to flow up to Jana. So she is going to automatically be a 400 box. So if each of these gals has 400, then Jana actually would be an 800 box. And I say box, I've tried to get away from that, but it's an old habit. So she is an 800 spot. The only other thing that needs to happen and absolutely must happen is that Jana, because she is in a title box. So remember, those title boxes carry a different responsibility than a 400 box. So Jana, because she is in that executive spot, must be commission qualified. So she needs to be running an 80 BB auto ship, which she always did because that's what we taught. I have run mine every single month since October of 2011, and I actually run about 3 auto ships because I need that much product. So that makes her commission qualified, which means she's qualified to earn a paycheck, and it means that she's qualified to promote. So hopefully that makes sense. So once Jana is commission qualified, Darlene and Melissa have 400 volume each, then Jana's executive, and then when Sharice and Melissa have 400 in volume each, then Deanna is a Ruby. And that happened for me. I double promoted in the month of November. So I have watched Stephanie Dunn. She has a goal each and every week to sign at least 2 team members to her team. She said sometimes it takes her 20 messages and she's got her 2. Sometimes it takes her 300 messages to get her 2. But she doesn't stop working. She never really stops working, but she doesn't stop really pushing until she has those 2 team members each and every week. Isn't that crazy? I have never been that committed, I guess. I just sort of wing it. I've never had goals quite like that, but I feel like it's necessary to have that goal. What I sort of go by is our steps to success, which is working toward gathering 3 new team members and 4 new loyal customers each and every month. And typically, you know, some months I might do it twice, some months I might fall short, but on average, that's what I strive for each month. But I feel like when you up the game, you up the game. You know what I mean? So everybody might not have time to send out 300 messages. It sounds pretty daunting, but I'll bet you have time to send out 10 a day. whatever it is that you can get done, because honestly, this is what I'm going to be doing now, especially with this BOGO deal, and I'm going to focus a whole lot on BOGO today because it's going away tomorrow, and I see the growth that's happening overall with our team. A few people doing some work all together as a team makes a whole lot of new volume and new team members. You guys have seen the activity on the team page. You know what's going on. So don't let this go by without not leaving a stone unturned, you know. Reach out to everybody you possibly can. So you're going to work a little bit harder on these kind of days than you might normally work because we have a limited amount of time. So I have a post up, excuse me, where I've said, no, you guys saw this on the team page. I can't even remember exactly what it said. This is not a drill, that one. You know, that you comment BOGO below and I'll tell you how you can get your 4 free wraps or whatever. So anybody that does now, I had been sending them just a regular written message. I know Facebook's algorithms can detect when you copy and paste. So when you copy and paste somebody else's commercial, you're going to see less. Yes, Holly, I definitely will talk about exactly what I'm messaging. When you copy and paste somebody else's like verbiage and picture, your audience is going to see it less, or less of your audience is going to see it. The other thing is when you copy and paste into messages, that you can be shut down for that. Like they can put you in Facebook jail. I've heard that's happening more. I don't want to type out that message every single time. I want to be able to copy and paste. But here's what I'm going to start doing, because this is even more personal. And Rhonda mentioned this morning. Like, this is brilliant, because I know when I type something out, people can't hear my excitement behind it. This has happened to me many, many times where I'm posting on Facebook like crazy and I have people watching me. I know this. You all have people watching you. I might run into them at grocery store or at a wedding or a funeral. I mean, whatever it might be, I have over the past almost 5 years run into different people that follow me on Facebook, and their first question is, does that really work? Are you really making money? And when I actually get to share with them in person, they can see in my eyes, they can hear in my voice, and they end up signing up with me every single time. I'm not even joking. So I can't meet with everybody. I don't know most of these people that I'm friends with on Facebook anymore, and they're not typically local to me. Plus, I don't have time to be running all over the heck and gun. I mean, I'll meet somebody for coffee, but I want to maximize my time. So I am going to now be using the voice messaging feature on my phone. I'm not sure if we have it on the computer. I don't think I can like do an actual voice message on my computer. Can I? I know I can do a call. Let's see. I don't think we have that. So you could do no, I don't think you can even do a video that way. No. So I'll be doing it on my phone or on my iPad, finding any of those people who have commented BOGO me, and I'm going to get on and send them a voice message. I'm assuming you guys all know how to use the voice messaging feature on your phones or your tablets. I'm going to just shoot them a short message, because I feel like a minute-long message is a little too long. So practice your message if you need to and try and keep it short and sweet. And I'm just going to say basically the same thing that I have been saying when I am messaging these people, which is, this Messenger is super annoying on my phone. It just did something updatey, so I can't see my past messages. Let me find one and I can tell you exactly what I've been saying. Okay, so here's one I just sent. So I'm going to say this super excitedly. Oh my gosh, Sophia, here's the deal. So by becoming a loyal customer and getting the wraps for $59, you're going to get another box absolutely free. So you're going to get 2 full treatments for the price of 1. This is such an amazing promo. We only do this a couple times a year. You can go straight to my website, deannascalf.com, and order right there. Let me know when you're ready to place the order. or whatever. That's why I say practice, because I sometimes get off on rabbit trails. So if I have sort of a script to go by, then it's going to help keep me on track. So, you know, just jot down or practice on a video what you want to say. And honestly, that's all I've been saying. I haven't had one single person question me about, oh, I thought you said it was free, because I know that's how it looks. It looks like we're giving away 4 free wraps, and we are, but there's always a catch. So, but nobody's questioned me on that at all. Any other questions? Did I answer your question well enough, Holly, or do you need more?
No, you answered pretty well. I know with a lot of people with the free thing, I got probably 10 messages saying, I thought you said free is free. And some lady got seriously mad.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm very apologetic. Sorry that you felt that way. But
yeah,
most of the time, things are not always free. There's always a catch.
Yeah. I don't even apologize. Like, come on. It's a BOGO deal, people. Let's be real.
Well, and on top of that, it says BOGO me. That's plain and simple what it is.
They know. I mean, people just want a freebie. Like, sorry, that's the way it is. And I just, if somebody wants to be nasty to me, I don't engage. I don't feel the need to apologize. I mean, you guys handle this however you want. I certainly don't want to lose them, but I might just send them back a little smiley face or a wink. Like, come on, you knew what this was. Or reword it. If that makes you feel uncomfortable, then word it in such a way that it feels a little bit less like you're saying, you know, I'm giving away free wraps. You could put a little asterisk and write BOGO offer, something like that. They'll get it. Cassie?
Yeah, I had a couple of people myself say, you know, I thought it was free, and I reworded it so it did say at least 4 wrap free deal. You know, like there's a deal.
Yeah.
And along with that, you know, BOGO, and I had to spell it out with them. It's buy one, get one free. That's what BOGO means. And they were just a little, you know, some of them were okay with it. Some of them were like, well, then never mind. And it's like, well, if you would have read it, it says BOGO. That's what it is. Yeah. I did, however, I just wanted to share real quick, if I can, how when you meet somebody at the store or somebody that's been following you, it's almost, they hear that excitement and everything like that, they're more likely to sign on with you, is how it almost turns out. Yesterday at work, we did a little communication thing, and their rule was 70-30-70. 7% of your text messages get heard, so people are like, I don't know how they're coming across. 30% on the phone, you know, they will absorb a little bit of what you're saying, but they don't see your facial expressions. They don't see your hand gestures. They don't, you know, but 70% of people will engage and understand what you're talking about when you're face to face. So I think that's where it's also, if you can get one-on-ones, they're very helpful.
That's awesome. I love that information. And that makes me feel like if I could get this down, like the response down in a 15-second video, so instead of just doing a voice message to them, to do an actual video and like, hey, this is, you know, whatever. I'd have to practice that because 15 seconds for me goes super fast. But then they get to actually see who you are. And because most of these people are strangers, you know, it gives them an idea of who you are and that you are for real. You're not just some kind of spammer, salesy person. That's awesome information. I didn't know that, those numbers. So I'm going to jot that down and remember that one. I love it. Okay. Anybody else have any questions? So I will tell you guys what's been working really well for me, and then we'll kind of wrap this up. I think each of these Zooms, we're going to have quite a few opportunities during the week for new distributor Zooms. And I think we'll just gear them toward, you know, whatever might be going on at the time, whatever people, you know, bring to us leaders as, you know, something that, could you touch on this week? And Casa had messaged me and asked if we could talk about how to go Ruby. So hopefully we covered that pretty well. So on my regular Facebook page, that post has been doing really well. I did it on Instagram also, and let me see if I've gotten any, because I did it on my Facebook page with just a blurb, just the words. And then on Instagram, obviously you have to find, or you have to have a picture. Let's see. I don't think on Instagram I got any comments at all, because Instagram is weird. So no comments on Instagram. I've posted it twice on my personal page, gotten a great response, got a brand new customer this morning. This is a girl that I've known for a very short time from a networking group, and she just happened to see my post today, and she went and signed up all on her own. It was like magical. And
what post is that? Is that the one that
that's
BOGO?
this is not a drill. Comment BOGO me.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. And then on my fan page, I have boosted a couple of posts, and I've gotten some really good responses. So I just took a picture. Let's see. I wonder if I can show this to you guys. So I just took a picture. See if I can get it. my cord's not really long enough. Let's see if you can see this. Oh, now I'm seeing you. Okay. So I don't know if you can see that very well, but it's just to get it aimed right. There you go. So it's a picture of 8 wraps on my my file cabinet over here. Has a Blitz card. It's got my website typed in. And I just said, this is one I got from Rhonda. It says, you choose. I've seen a lot of you guys use this too. An arrow to 1 for $25, 2 for $50, 3 for $75, 8 for $59 on BOGO. And I got let's see, I boosted that one for $10. I've spent 3, not even 3 yet. We've got 4 new likes who I've friended, and then a girl who bought wraps retail from me a year or so ago is pregnant, due to have a baby, and she just commented that she's going to go ahead and do this. So, and then the other one, oh, this is not a drill, is doing extremely well for me. No picture, just the verbiage, a few emojis in it, and I can post that in this thread so that people can see exactly what I'm talking about. I know you guys probably already have used it. I think I've spent about $10 so far, and I have 48 likes and 29, well, at least 29 comments. It says 29 more. And yeah, so probably 30-ish some comments saying BOGO me. So I haven't gotten any of those people to sign up yet, but I'm friending them, and I feel like, you know, this is a relationship building business. I'm not necessarily, although I do want the sale today, I'll take it tomorrow or the next day or next month. You know what I mean? So, and my fan page, if you guys don't have a fan page, it's okay. It's not a requirement, certainly, but it is a great resource for me in the beginning. And Holly, you may have experienced this back when you're around the first go round, that we got a lot more response on those fan page posts than we do anymore. So for anybody now really to see much on that fan page, I have to boost those posts. So that's what I use it for. I allow myself a certain budget each month that is just for advertising. And for you, if you're new, if it's just $5, then that's fine. You can get a great response for $5. If you have a little bit more money to spend, if you need a few more write-offs this month, then spend a little bit more money. But honestly, the most I ever spent was $45 on that silly goat post, and I got over 1,000 new likes and ended up with hundreds of new friends. So stuff like that, puppies, kittens, children, whatever. I mean, make it silly. I posted one, and I think a lot of you guys saw this. It had nothing to do with the funny little meme, because it said, Where is it? It was a picture that said, I need a new friend. The last one escaped. And so I just said, now that I have your attention and you're giggling, think about this. And then I talked about the BOGO deal. So people look at stuff like that way, way more. And I can share that one too, if anybody's interested. People look at stuff like that way more than a commercial post that just has a picture of a product in it. You know what I mean? Like those stock photos that It Works has on their page, they're great and they're beautiful and they're awesome to use once in a while. But I feel like people look at that and they see it as a commercial, so they don't really even give it much notice. They just scroll by it. But when I took the bottle of hair, skin, and nails down and put it on the bench that the little goat plays on and took a picture of her sniffing it, I got a ton of interest. I said, Pip doesn't need hair, skin, and nails. She's a goat. You're not a goat. You need hair, skin, and nails. People love stuff like that. So get creative. Do you have a dog? You could do the same kind of thing. Do you have a brand new baby? Baby can't take hair, skin, and nails because she's an infant, but you can, whatever. Just, I think the sillier, the better. We're living in a day when so much bad crap happens. My news feed is just filled with sad and horrific images and things that are going on. And I feel like I need to lighten it up. Like I need to lighten it up for my own self. I scroll past all that nonsense, the political stuff, the bad things that are happening. I like to be an ostrich. I like to keep my head in the sand a little bit because it's kind of draining to me. So I feel like if I can be lighthearted and fun, that it's going to attract more people to me. So that's just a general tip overall. I know you guys already get that, and that's what most of your posts are. None of you guys that are on here post, your dirty laundry or woe is me or my life sucks or whatever. Nobody likes to see that nonsense. They want to be uplifted. So if you're that shining light that, they can go to your feed anytime and it makes them feel better, it makes them giggle, then that's a huge win, I feel like. So this sort of turned into social media 101, but I think it's something that we kind of need to be reminded about all the time. Because sometimes I'll find myself, well, gosh, I haven't posted anything. So I think consistency and lightheartedness and just not being a super commercially sales person. You know what I mean? I'm just sharing my adventure, and my adventure is the goats and the chickens and my grandkids and, whatever, yoga, whatever else it might be. So just try and keep that in mind as you're posting. Incorporate your business into your life and then share your life. So hopefully that makes sense. Do you guys have any other questions? Need help with anything else right now? No? All right. Well, if you're watching the video, then be sure and share any questions or comments that you might have. And I think tomorrow night, Cassie's doing another new distributor Zoom. Tonight, we have Amy Wyatt on our weekly team Zoom. I'm super excited about that. So hopefully you guys can tune in. So go out and make it an awesome day. Take advantage of the last little bit of BOGO that we got and rock it out.